I am Ivan Michael Atienza of Batangas State University, Bachelor of Science Information Technology. So today I'll be doing another activity, but now in Chapter 2 of the NetAcad CCNA Routing and Switching activity, accessing devices. It is in page 2.1.2.3. So now let's open it. The instruction here is select the most appropriate access method for each scenario. So there is some sentences here, and then we'll be choosing if it is a console or a telnet or SSH or the AUX. So I'll be reading the first sentence. You are in the equipment room with a new switch that needs to be configured. So I think it is what we will use to access this, to configure this, is the console. The second one is your manager gives you a special cable and tells you to use it to configure the switch. I think the cable, the word that shows us what the answer for number 2 is a special cable, because we use console by using a cable. So I think it is a console. You access the iOS by using another intermediary device over a network connection. We have also, I think we have learned this when our professor asked us to use the telnet to access the iOS and configure something by using the telnet. So I think it's definitely the telnet. You call your manager to tell him you cannot access your router in another city over the internet. He provides you with the information to access the router through a telephone connection. So the telephone connection, I think it's the AUX. So my answer for number 4, I think is AUX. So I'll check now. It says correct. You successfully matched the most appropriate access method to each scenario. So I have answered luckily I have answered all the activities and managed to get the correct answers. So I'll be also doing the CLI activities in page 2.2.3, 2.2.5 and 2.3.2.4. The first one is encrypting password. The second one is syntax checker, limiting access to a switch. The third one is syntax checker, configuring a switch virtual interface. So let's start with the first one, encrypting passwords. So it says here, the startup config and running config files display most passwords in plain text. This is a security threat since anyone can see the passwords if they have access to these files. To encrypt passwords, use the service password encryption global config command. The command applies quick encryption to all unencrypted passwords. This encryption applies only to passwords in a configuration file, not to password as they send over to the network group. The purpose of the command is to keep unauthorized individuals from viewing password and configuration. Use show running config command to verify the passwords are now encrypted. Use the syntax checker in the figure to practice encrypting passwords. So we have learned this in Packet Tracer in our previous activities. So I'll be trying to do this, and it also has directions on how to do it. So let's start first with service password dash encryption. Oh, why is it not there? Service password encryption. You must enter the exact and full commands. So I have misspelled encryption. Service password hash encryption. Exit global configuration mode and view the running config. So exit. Now show running config. Now it shows the encrypted passwords. The password right here, you successfully encrypted the plain text password. So we have done this activity correctly. Now let's proceed to the next one. In 2.2.5, it is the syntax checker limiting access to switch. Limiting access to switch. So encrypt all password. Encrypt all password. Let's try service password encryption. Secure privilege access password to class. Secure. So we're going to enable it. Enable secret CL55. Allow login config. So we're gonna use line console 0. Then let's create the the password. Use the password Cisco. We're gonna use password Cisco. Then login. Then now it says the allow login line BTY 015 password Cisco login. It says you have successfully limited access to a switch. Now we have correctly done that, and now we're going to proceed to the next one. The last one is here. It says syntax check configuring a switch virtual. Use the syntax checker in the figure to practice configuring a switch virtual interface. So we're going using the interface again. Interface VLAN1. Oh, I misspelled it. Interface VLAN1. Then the IP address that we are using is always 192.168.10.2. Then the 255.255.255.0. I think I have it's wrong, so I'll just be putting the show me. Let's see where I did it wrong. I don't actually know what. Now let's put no shutdown. You have successfully configured the switch virtual interface for VLAN 1. So now that we have done all the activities, I'll be showing a brief my brief analysis about the summary of the chapter 2. So it says here that Cisco is a term that encompasses a number of different operating systems which runs in various networking devices. Technician can enter commands to configure or program the device to perform the various networking functions. Cisco iOS routers and switches perform functions that network professionals depend upon to make their networks operate as expected. Just like what we have done in the activities, we have configured switches, added passwords, and even encrypted the password so that it will not be easily read by anyone. Um, in our previous activities in Pocket Tracer, we have used telnet, the console ports, and the CLI. So basically that's all. It's just a brief analysis. Shows a little basic knowledge for us to know how to configure switch, configure the PCs, and that's it for the activities and summary of chapter 2, and thanks for watching.